Andor Season 2 is some of the best Star Wars we have ever gotten, but I nearly gave up after the first 2 episodes. In this video, we're going to be talking about how Andor Season 2 delivers incredible payoff if you have the patience to stick with it. Let's talk about what worked, what dragged, and whether it was all worth it. Andor is truly one of the best pieces of Star Wars media ever released, with so many amazing moments. The highs were really high. Seeing the inner workings of the Empire, specifically the ISB, was incredible. How the ISB uses propaganda to manipulate the media and sway the people into believing what the Empire wants them to believe is something that hits a little too close to home nowadays. It's not just that, it's seeing how the Empire manipulates even some of their most dedicated officers and high-ranking officials, and they don't care who gets hurt along the way. Let's take a look at the chain of command on the Gorman Project. Dedra was in charge of Cyril, using him to spy on the Gorman front from the inside. Once he figured out Dedra was lying to him, he stormed off before getting killed during the Gorman massacre. Dedra was assigned by the ISB and Major Partagez to run the Gorman Project. She is then arrested and thrown in prison for her failure of trying to capture Luthen. Major Partagez then kills himself rather than having to face the wrath of the Emperor for the failure of trying to keep the Death Star a secret from the rebellion. And then finally, Director Krennic, who is the head of the Death Star project, is killed by his very own super laser. Andor really displays how cruel the Empire can be. The Empire will get what they want no matter who is in their way, whether it's a civilian like Cyril or a member of their highest ranks like Krennic. And I've got to say, it's especially heartbreaking in Cyril's case. If you remember back to Season 1, Cyril only got involved in the story because he witnessed Andor murder 2 men in the alleyway. And from that moment on, Cyril basically dedicated his life to bringing Andor to justice. He was fighting for what he believed was right, and I can only imagine how many other civilians got roped into doing the Empire's dirty work because the Empire brainwashed them into believing what they were doing was right. And at the end of it all, Andor didn't even know who Cyril was. And of course, we have got to talk about the rebellion.